beat. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's actually Aubrey, and we're here to talk about Put a Ring on It Season 3, Episode 7, Family Matters Part 2. Yay!
Period.
Yeah, aren't you excited?
Oh yeah. I'm just so excited that our newly minted college graduate is back with us today. Yay!
Hey, period.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Oh, how
Let's
does it feel? How does
give
it feel to?
give Jeremy a
I'm like,
shout out.
I'm really happy because honestly, like, doing like the double major thing, I didn't really think that I would be able to, maintain it until graduation. But with
Uh-huh.
God and my friends, supporting me, they were telling me like I can do it. So, yeah, I'm really
Amen.
happy.
Well,
Oh, that's good.
You know what? Just so our audience know, Jeremy, what
Yeah, go
kind of
ahead.
degree do you have and everything like that? What did you
It's
accomplish?
personal.
So
What?
like, I don't mind
I'm just
answering.
messing with him.
I have a double major. My first major is in market research, and my second major is in business analytics.
Ooh,
Oh,
business analytics. Ooh,
wow.
fancy
Mm-hmm.
schmancy. Woo! I am
Mm-hmm.
so proud of you, Jeremy. And you know what? I felt like almost like I was there without when I was on your IG and I
Hmm.
saw the pictures and the video. I was like, man, this is so neat. I'm behind the scenes and everything. Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
y'all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what about you? Well, I know. Let me say, and to all the mothers, a happy belated Mother's Day. We had to take a couple days off between Mother's Day, graduation, and family in town. We just needed that couple of days break. But I hope all the mothers enjoyed their family and their friends and their loved ones. All the mothers to be, all of you guys out there that are mothers, and even if not by birth, even whatever kind of moms you are, even if you're a pet mom. Yeah. So, guys, what did you make of this week's Put a Ring on It? Family Matters. It got kind of juicy toward the end.
Yeah, and we also needed a break from the damn RTL reunion because that thing got crazy. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it really
Yeah.
did.
It
yeah,
did. It did. I'm on Facebook and I'm still catching up with some of the posts. They are hilarious. And we're looking forward to bringing on some of the RTL alum from this season. We're looking forward to bringing some more guests on for interviews. So I'm really excited about that.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
in the
Uh,
mean, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Go
yeah,
ahead, Alex.
let's get into put a ring on it. The family matters. Um, do you want to start, Aubrey? You want to start with Shorty and Kenny? You want to start with
I
Charlana and
I think
Otis? Or
Charlana and Otis, like when it opens up, so apparently he doubled back to the restaurant where he had left Charlana, or Charlie, as he liked to call her, and said that he was, he didn't feel like talking about it. He never wants to talk about things, and that's a problem. That's a real issue with him. He doesn't want to talk about it because, mainly, I think, because he basically don't want to hear nobody else what they think about anything except for what he feels. So that's a
yeah,
problem. That's a problem.
yeah,
But I'll let you go ahead and get into it. Go ahead.
well, did he walked out and turned around and came back, didn't he?
Yep,
In this,
yep, he
yeah.
did.
And here's what I
Pro-
think of. Here's what I
Probably just real quick. Probably because he was thinking about the words his dad said. Go ahead.
yeah, probably, but here's what I think about Otis. At the end of the day, he is who he is at this stage in his life, at this age, at this point in his life. He is a certain personality trait. Period. And in order for a person to change into anything else, they have to be capable. They have to get the years of living in. They have to have gone through some stuff, because we all evolve, right? We're not the same person at 40 that we were at 30 and so forth. Okay, we all
Mm-hmm.
evolve. So I think Otis can only give what he has,
Right
and,
now.
right now, right? So when he sat at the table to explain to her, listen, I'm trying. I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to be accountable. And he started trying to cry, and nothing came out. And I think I think he tried to cry because I think that's what he feels that's what she wants to see. Some kind of emotion, some kind of empathy, something to show that he really feels that he's been wrong. And a lot of guys think that if the women see them cry and stuff like that, that shows that they have sympathy and empathy and they have feelings and emotions. And that's not the truth. And the fact that he could not get a tear to drop, he wiped his face and everything. His face was dry as the desert.
Did he try
So,
plucking an eyelash? You know that works sometimes. If you pluck an eyelash real quick without anybody seeing it, like you put your hands up and go, pull it out real quick.
yeah, yes, and sting yourself. You might you might start crying or accidentally poke yourself in the eye, accidentally on purpose, poke yourself in the eye or something to get a tear to fall. But he just couldn't do it, and I think that them two together are very toxic because Charlana got ways about her. They both are very, very petty. They're petty.
She
And
likes to poke the bear. She likes to poke the bear.
right.
Well, let's bring. Come on, what's our graduate? What does he think about all of this? What are your thoughts?
In my opinion, I feel that Otis had, realized that, oh my God, like she really might be leaving. It kind of reminded me, you remember the episode of Martin when she kept on asking him about marriage and
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
got real slick and then she left and he was like, well, go on,
Mm-hmm.
get out, Gina. Go ahead. And then like
Trying
and
to
then
act
he
like
ended
he didn't care.
and then as soon as she walked out the door, he's like, but no, wait, please. Like, that's what it kind of felt like.
Right.
He really thought that he could press her like that and push her buttons by texting other women, but he had took it too far and almost potentially lost her. But as far as like that emotional breakdown that Otis and his receding hairline had, I didn't necessarily believe it at all.
Right. That's what it sounds like Alex is saying. He didn't believe it either. I was saying something earlier today. Alex and I were talking, and I said, I don't know if this guy is a narcissist. I wonder if I think I probably said that in an earlier episode. And I want to walk that back a little bit and say it this way, that he definitely has narcissistic tendencies. But what we know, those of us that studied a little bit of psychology, we know that true narcissists really don't empathize with people. They do not understand how other people feel. And the only time they can really cry is if it's something affecting them directly. They don't really care about other people like that. So I
Right.
think, I was thinking, part of the reason why you can't cry is because you don't really empathize with her. Now, you really like her. She's beautiful. She's cute. She fits into your plan, maybe physically, maybe sexually, maybe in a number of ways. But what I'm really looking at is I don't think these two people have the same core values. Does anybody else see that?
I feel the same. I feel the same way. I feel that when it comes to him and his feelings, that all of a sudden it's everything. When she brought back home the flowers, it's all about his feelings and how he felt. But
Mm-hmm.
when she was upset about the texting and not about getting any information from his dates, he could care less because the only thing that Otis would cry about is if he just got that fresh Beijing on his hairline and if it rained outside. I don't like Otis. I don't like anything about him. Like he disgusts me in every single way and he looks just like Lawrence Fishburne in What's Love Got to Do with It. He's
Ooh, my Lord.
Lord.
Well, yeah, I guess we dragged him enough. Okay, so what did you have anything else to say, Alex, about that
Well,
scene with Otis?
well, I think in their situation, I think Charlene is equally culpable in many ways. Like you said, she likes to poke the bear, and she's very, very petty. They're both very petty, and petty don't go together. See, and she also too
No,
she's very grudgeful, and what I mean by that is
she holds a
she,
grudge,
she
doesn't
holds a
she?
grudge. She holds on to everything he do. She don't have an ability out there or an inability at this point in her life to forgive and honestly forgive. So Otis is always going to be ice skating uphill with her. Okay.
Hmm.
So because he's going to be ice skating uphill, he's never going to get there with her. So I
I,
think these two just need to sever the tie and get it over with.
But is a day or two quick enough for you to forgive somebody for DMing other people?
No, no, I'm
yeah.
not
So I
saying that.
mean, he's talking about. I think he may be talking about their other slights from maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, like back at the very first dates, right? Are you talking
Right,
about that, Alex? Yeah,
right. And then things
yeah.
that happened before the show even began in their own lives before it was televised. I mean, she's obviously holding on to some things that she cannot let go of. And everything that he does on top of that adds to that, you
in
know?
my
Right.
in my opinion, I feel like it's because like what he does undermines the apology that he gave in the first place. So it's like
Okay.
it reopens old wounds, and therefore she's hurt by the new things because it's so similar to the old things, and it makes you feel that obviously he wasn't genuine. So I'm starting to grow resentment. I'm Team Charlana.
That's valid. That's
Yeah,
valid. But
I think that's a very valid point. I'm gonna say that you're absolutely right. I see that too. What you're saying, Jeremy, that uh Otis, like you said, he's doing some of the same things, and we don't even know. You get the feeling, like I agree with what Alex is saying in part two, though. I do get the feeling that she's holding on to things from long time ago, but that could be because I think none of the things that she's upset about, they never resolve them. Some couples never resolve any issues, big or small. And when you have two people that don't know how to do conflict resolution, they don't care to do conflict resolution, it's like that thing will always keep growing, and that gap between them will continue to get wider no matter how much sex they have, no matter how much they actually do care about each other, but you've never resolved the first conflict, right? So I see what you're saying to that point, Jeremy. I really
Right.
do.
yeah.
And so
And I
go
have a
ahead.
question for you.
Uh-huh.
Like, so these people that they're taking the date that like they're getting to take the couples out on like individual dates, like these people getting screened for mental health? Are these people getting screened, for behavioral issues that may be similar to what they're already dealing with? Because I'm just like, what if they ended up like, not getting with the person, but actually, going forth and like, actually starting to date the person who they met on the show, and then the person is also crazy as well. Like, would
Ooh.
Dr. Nicole be liable? Are they like, because there's no way that dude on the second episode, on the last episode that Charlie went on a date with, he was
Oh
screaming.
gosh.
It's no way. It's like, and it's like,
Yeah,
I'm saying like,
Chris.
what's,
His name was Chris. Yeah,
and I,
he was some mess. He was a mess. Like he was clearly looking for a party girl and a good time.
But here's the thing: whether he was screened or not, look how honest he was with her at the table. He don't have to be screened. He told her everything that he do. He told her what he's about,
Well,
and
I think Jeremy maybe is saying for safety, but yeah, he was
she
telling her that he
and
was
she
a
I
freak,
mean,
basically.
but my thing is this,
Hmm.
like, why is that type of person even on this show? Why would he even be
Right.
allowed? If this is called put a ring on it, obviously he doesn't want to put a ring on anything either. He's not ready to settle down. He's not ready, for a family. So why even give him as an option? Like, if you want these people to get out of like these toxic things and realize their self-worth and everything, why would you then introduce them to somebody who's a player? It does not make sense to me.
yeah, it doesn't, and that's not really what the show is for. It's not ready to love. What
Then
these
my
date
thing is
what
like, then what's the point of going
uh,
on dates with people then?
I'm getting ready to tell you. The dates are for to test the tolerance, the patience, and the jealousies and insecurities of the relationship, to address some of the issues in the relationship. How would you handle this? Because let me tell you this, Jeremy, you get married in real life, okay? All of those things don't go away. You're still gonna have people that are attracted to you, whether you're married or not. They're gonna come after you. They're gonna come
That's
after
true.
you. They're gonna
That
come
is
after.
true.
They're gonna come after your spouse. They're gonna work with people that's gonna love on them and try to have relationships with them. This stuff is going to go on regardless. So if you don't pass the test now, forget about a ring on it.
I just don't
That's
like.
what the dates are.
I just don't feel that this is like an accurate, like a realistic portrayal of it. Like, I don't think that that's the case because, like, if I'm on a TV show, of course I'm gonna move and act differently while I'm on these dates versus when the cameras go off and like girls are sliding in my DMs who've been watching the show who may be attracted to me, and possibly then I can cheat when Dr. Nicole and her ponytail are not around. So my
She
thing
with
is
that
this, like, it doesn't,
ponytail.
I don't understand what is Dr. Nicole's reasoning is, and then if that was the case, then why not just give them different dates every week? Why even give somebody a second follow up or third, fourth, fifth follow up or with the same person if you don't
And
want them to actually build something? That does not make any sense because you're
because
asking these people like, so would you like a date with this person? What did you think about him? Oh, he was really nice, he was very courteous. Now, what is that? Now, how is that a test to my relationship if this person is getting third and fourth and fifth dates because they have chemistry?
because if your relationship with your significant other is not strong enough, then they're gonna be to pull you away easily. Then you're gonna get a third, fourth, and fifth fifth
My
date
my
because your
thing
Well,
is
relationship is weak to
my thing
begin
is
with.
this is what I'm saying though. I'm saying like as humans, as like we it's no such thing as only one person being a soulmate for you. That's not the case. My thing is that like you can have multiple soulmates, multiple twin flames, in one lifetime. That's how it happens. For example, when somebody who was head over heels in love with a lover and they ended up passing away and they ended up finding somebody else later on, those were two different people that were alive that this person could have had that type of connection with, but because they weren't out there searching for it, they did not know because they were only focused on one person
at
versus
a
us
time, right?
going out and meeting other people. You what if you meet another person who you have amazing chemistry with and who you really hit it off and could be another soulmate? It, like I'm just saying, it's inviting to me more trouble than what is worth. I don't understand this.
Well, first of all, soulmate is a very overused term.
Okay,
So
guys,
go ahead.
can we get on with so what did you guys think about the meeting with Kenneth and his brother? So we're still doing family matters. I'll put a ring on it. What did you guys think about that meeting and what his brother had to say about Shorty basically calling their mom to tell on Kenneth to their mom? What did you guys think about that?
It really sounded like Shorty was basically a teacher and calling like the parent to make sure the parent know that her son had misbehaved at the like in the class. I don't really understand. And the brother, everything about this relationship is just wiggity wiggity whack. This is what happens when women of a certain age and stature date a man who's significantly younger than them, who does not have everything put together. It turns into like a symbiotic, maternal relationship, and that's very odd and that's weird to me. So I
There's
just
something odd about their relationship, isn't there?
yes, it is like Shorty definitely looks older,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I'm not believing these ages they're giving us. Ooh, She ain't just 40. That's my take on it. She is not just 40, or either that high definition, man. We need to get rid of that high definition like right now.
yeah, we probably just go back to 2D.
Yeah.
Some, because back in the day, people, they didn't show all your wrinkles and all your little necklines. What about you, Alex? What do you think about this meeting that Kenneth had with his brother? Because his brother was really putting it on. His brother doesn't seem to like the relationship that he has with Shorty. What do you think about that?
Well, there were with trouble with Shorty and Kenny in this episode. There were three things that were troubling that I knew would ignite a fire. And that was when Kenneth's brother came over, and I knew when they had a man to man talk that Kenneth would be on fire after that. I knew his brother would ignite a fire up under him.
Mm.
Man up, grow a pair. She got you wrapped around her finger, blah, blah, blah. And I knew that would ignite anybody's fire.
Well, so
Okay.
all the men, not to cut you off, but all the men seem to be telling Kenneth the same thing that his woman is telling him. Man up.
Mm-hmm.
Get your life together. Get yourself together. So apparently Shorty is not completely lying. She's not lying on him because his own brother is telling him the same thing. But why his brother ain't telling him how to fix his life in the other ways, I don't understand, because it's not just the woman, it's him. He's part of the problem, the way
Well,
I
not on
see it.
but not on screen anyway. His brother's not telling him that we can see. All we know is what
Okay, I
we
see
can
what you're
see.
saying. Because out
Yeah,
of respect, yeah,
yeah,
he's gonna tell him that on privately. I got you.
yeah. So on screen we know what we're seeing. So and you mentioned the other problem is that Shorty, who apparently, according to Kenny's brother, she does
Mhm.
not have a relationship with their mother. She only calls their mother to complain about Kenny. Now
Oh my
listen,
lord! I think I would change my number.
how you going to call somebody mom to complain about
Yeah,
their child when you have no relationship with the woman?
according
So
to the brother, now he could be exaggerating a little bit, but I don't know.
possibly, we don't know, but I think that if she is doing that and she
Hmm.
don't have a solid relationship with this man's mother, she's at
Right?
fault for that. She's wrong for that, and I disagree with her. I think this whole process for Shorty, I think for Shorty coming on to this, she's looking for a way out of this relationship. That's the whole thing with her. She's looking for a way out.
Oh, she definitely is. I agree with you. Ellen V says their mom will beat Shorty up, and then Roro for real says they look odd together. Talking about Shorty and Kenneth Roro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I swear I think she's older than 40 and he's younger than 35. I don't know. They look like it's a good 10-year gap between them. And she looked like his mother, like almost.
And
Yeah.
like we always
His
say,
auntie. Okay, I'm going to say his auntie. I take that back. I say his auntie. What you say now,
and
Alex?
like we always say, okay, she wanted the young Ping, and it turned into 3.5 years. And all he can do is give her like Ellen V always say, peen and eggs, peen and eggs. He give her the peen.
Yeah, he make eggs and he give her pee. You know what? I got something else to say about Shorty, but I'm gonna save it till we get to that part about when she's dating, because I see a problem with her dating strategy also. What about you? What do you think, Jeremy?
I saw that, oddly, that Shorty and the brother both are not a fan of, of Shorty and Kenneth's relationship. That was the most funniest part to me, because kid like
Mm-hmm.
Shorty don't like the relationship that much either. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and like, in my opinion, if she has the mom number and feels comfortable enough to call the mom, I would imagine they have some type of relationship,
Yeah.
or something like that. That would make no sense. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kenneth's brother was another, version of him, being a bum and such. Not really, not
Oh.
really having much going for, themselves, and just making excuses because
Uh-huh.
because he really, like, I don't know. I would really be looking at my brother crazy depending on a woman for, his bread and butter. It just seems, very childish to me, very, feminine. It's given, a real, Susie
Yeah.
homemaker.
Just peeing and eggs, just serving up peeing and eggs, as Alex said. Who says that, Alex? Who was that? Alan V.
Ellen
Was it?
V, yeah, that's her
Oh,
thing.
Ellen V. You got us. We had to get a coffee cup with that peeing. I think it's a mess. I just think it's a mess. I don't know if his brother. One last thing I'm going to say. So now, anybody out there from Louisiana or from that part or has family members, I'm kind of thinking. I've only been there once or twice, but I'm kind of thinking that a Louisiana woman, I don't think you would be able to call her and just discuss her son like that, unless, like you said, to what you're saying, that they had some kind of relationship, Jeremy. They got some kind of relationship enough where she's able to call and talk. And then
Oh,
personally, and
oh, hold.
go ahead, Jeremy, go ahead, because I was going to
Or
say
could
something.
it or could it be this? Maybe the mama's in on it. Maybe all the you may you maybe you maybe she they all know that he's using Shorty for money, and the mama just soothes her down enough just to continue to stay with him, just so she could get a little piece of the pie. Like this is Jefferson.
Or if she's not getting a piece of the pie, a lot of times some of these mothers that have had these sons that they've coddled for 20, 25, 30, 35 years, which supposedly, allegedly, Kenneth is 35. So you know what? She may feel like he's better being her problem, being Shorty's problem, than being the mama's problem. She don't want him coming back home living in the basement.
So wait, Kenneth is almost 40 with nothing to show for it.
I don't know what he got to show for, but I'm just saying, according to what allegedly,
Only thing I've seen Kenny show us is,
he
a
got a
YouTube.
daughter. He got a daughter to show for
I'm,
it.
yeah, a daughter, but like, I'm talking about as far as assets. The only thing that I've seen that Kenneth has shown us is a YouTube channel full of videos of him and Shorty in bad wigs. That's really it.
I know, you see that? I was like, oh, and they look like they old too.
It
They look
looked
like
like
they're about 3-4 years ago.
every wig that Shorty had on in them Kenneth and like Shorty videos on his YouTube channel, it looked like she borrowed them from the Clark sisters.
You wait a minute. Hold. Oh, wait a minute. Don't you go talking about my friends here in Detroit, the Clark sisters. Don't you be talking about the Clark sisters. Them sisters can sing.
I love it. I love the Clark sisters. You know, the bomb has always been in Gilead, but my thing is like that them wigs and were questionable sometimes. They were church wigs, you know, like that's how it goes.
Jeremy going straight to hell.
No, I'm not. don't speak that over me.
Yeah, no, be careful now. Be careful. We don't play about that. Us believers, we don't play about that. We do not play about HELL. We don't play about that. Don't say that. Speak life. Speak life. Say he going to heaven.
Right, I'll be right behind the Clark sisters.
Yeah, there you go. Look at him.
Oh, you definitely going to heaven then. Kojic people all going to heaven. All these Church of God in Christ people, we all going to heaven. But okay, so moving forward, so we got Shay and Alfonso. I always want to call him Alonzo, but it's Alfonso.
Well, you know, Aubrey,
she's having a heart-to-heart talk with him. Go ahead.
No, we didn't talk. We didn't discuss Shorty and Tavy yet. Are you going to discuss that now or later?
That's not in order. It comes later.
Okay.
So we're talking about Shay and Alfonso, as I was saying. And Shay is having a heart-to-heart talk with her man. It seems like he's finally starting to hear her. You know, she's telling him, look, dude, basically, I mean, I'm paraphrasing this, putting this in my own words. Now give you the cliff notes. She's saying, dude, look now. You know what? You can mess around if you want to, but I just found out that I can go if I want to. My mama, they gave me the keys to the kingdom. I can leave your butt now. So you know what? You better act like you love me. And he's sitting there looking all kind of silly and whatnot. So what's your take on that, Jeremy? What's your take on that?
Once again, I'm sorry. Shay is a joke, and you know her mindset is the punchline. Like it's comical. It's almost like she said, well, my mama told me I can leave you, so therefore you better be on the lookout because I can leave this relationship at any time. Like I was like, well, the fact that you didn't think that you could leave the relationship before alarms me. And I was like,
right? No marriage license, no kids. So what's keeping you? What's holding you there? I don't know.
Right, like all Alfonso is thinking is like they're like, well, I already booked my next trip with my baby mama and my mama to go to Costa Rica, so I don't get no refund. So you're gonna have to wait this out until the next season.
Oh Lord, not the Costa Rica trip. He taking that already. He not taking her on the trip with him.
No, I don't see it. They social distancing from Shay at all times. They treat Shay like COVID.
Wait a minute, what is y'all talking about down here in the chat? I'm just going along and trying to stay with these guys. Who got a mugshot, guys? Who's in this mugshot y'all talking about? What happened? What had happened? Tell me about it.
I have no idea. And
I'm not talking to the people in the chat. I'm talking to Ellen. Always be in the know. Ellen, what's going on?
Yeah,
they saying Shay got a mug. That not Shay, but Shorty got a mugshot, and her birth date allows us to know that she's 40.
Oh, it does say she actually is 40?
Yeah, but although her face gives us a hard 55, so.
She might want to stop smoking cigarettes if she's a smoker, cause
maybe lay off the rouge and the Creole seasoning. Maybe she wants to lay off that.
Lay off them eggs. Maybe something in them eggs. But okay, I want to be mean to her. But okay. So we don't know about Kenneth, but as we move forward, we see that Shorty, her mom has come to visit, and her mom basically is a lot more diplomatic than Shorty seems to be, and she doesn't have any, at least in this scene, we don't see that she has any ill feelings about Kenneth. So I'm kind of wondering, this is where the part where we talked about in earlier videos, we were getting those vibes that Kenneth might have some tendencies to be aggressive or assertive with her. This is where I'm wondering if those things are taking place. Are you telling the parents, or are you not telling the parents? If you're a woman that's in some kind of at some kind of risk, do you tell your parents? Do you tell your friends? Who do you tell?
I like.
Seriously,
I feel
serious
like
now.
I don't think that she's telling her mom. I feel like she would be embarrassed to tell her mom that that she's letting a man who ain't got no job do this to her. Because
Right.
the African parents, they'll be like, you like, I can't do the accent, but like they'll be like, you basically allowing a man who ain't got no job, no money, no sustenance, no resources, no finances, running you ragged like this. Just leave the man. That. So I think that it's out of sheer embarrassment that that she does that. And I feel that because she's getting older and
Hmm.
maybe she wants a family, maybe she really wants that
Oh,
life partner, and like the fact that she can't bring Kenneth around her family out of like probably sheer harsh judgment that they might have against him, that makes her resent him even more.
ooh, good golly! How did she get? How did she end up stuck with this guy? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so let me back up. Something that Shorty said that really rubs me the wrong way and stays on my mind. She says to Dr. Ponytail earlier on. You guys remember this? She says, I met him and he was telling me tales and he was building himself up. But then I found out that he was not in my league. Okay. But by the time I found that out, I was in love. Now I say I call BS on that. I call BS on that. I'm
Me
saying,
too.
ladies, take a look down at the gentleman's shoes. Okay. Take a look down at his shoes and see if they run over or not. You're gonna find out a lot about him by looking at his shoes. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. Are his nails manicured? Are they cut a certain way? I mean, is he in skilled trade? Because if he's in skilled trade, that's okay. He making 100 grand, 200 grand. He in skilled trades. But find out about this gentleman. I don't understand how you date somebody and you don't know if he's a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief. I don't understand that. I really don't. Because those are some of the first dating questions you're going to ask the gentleman. And you're going to go find out because once you ask him on that first date, then you're going to go to your resources because anybody that has a license by the state, you can go to the state and find out if they really are that person. If they're a lawyer, they have to have a license to practice in that state. If they're a doctor, okay, come on now, come on, ladies, come on. We can't really be that simple. We
You,
can't
you,
be.
you can come on, ladies, and come on, ladies, till you blue in the face.
No,
Shorty,
I'm not gonna be
shorty,
blue in the
listen,
face.
shorty saw something she wanted. She wanted to go to bed with it, and she went to bed with it. And one thing about great sex, it can fool you into believing you in love.
But
Never
And
fool
so and
but
me.
so and
Al,
so
but
and so hold on, Jeremy. I'm
okay.
gonna let you talk in a minute. And since the sex be so great, okay, now you looking for other qualities to try to go along with this great sex. But now it's too late in some terms because you don't want to let go of this pain. Okay, you like I want to keep getting this. I just wish he had more money. I just wish he had more education. I just wish, and then you trying to push it on him
You know we
to
living in the
make him
in the.
something that he's
Mhm.
not.
Oh, okay. So you think that it was so good, the peen and the eggs was so good with Kenna that she decided to keep him around even though she realized he didn't have no job. Come on.
I
Come on.
Listen,
mean, I
I'm
mean,
just
like,
telling you.
is it like her fault if he does have good peen and she was like knocked out and he stole all the money out of her purse? Like, I don't think that's her fault. I feel
I'm
like
talking about he stays with her though. I mean, if something happens one, you know what? Diane Carroll once said this: if he fools you once, shame on him. If he fools you twice, shame on you. Shame on you.
that's true. Wow.
Okay, you can put some knockout drugs and steal my money one time, but guess what? You ain't never moving in my place. That's what you not gonna do.
Look, there's an old saying when it comes to like powerful people and politicians and world leaders and stuff like that, and then their underlings. And the saying is the proximity of power can give one the illusion that they have the power.
Oh.
Okay. The same thing goes for great sex. You can control somebody if you're giving it to them good enough for a
Oh, that's
long period of
BS.
time.
That's BS. That's only a fool. Only a fool. And
Well,
I
there's a
know,
lot of
yes,
fools running
there are
around
women.
here. A
There
lot
are a
of
lot
fools
of.
running around
There
here.
are some women. There are some women, yes, that are foolish with that, and there are definitely some men that are foolish with that too. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
we agree. Can we agree on that? All right.
Because when you got somebody that make you speak in tongues, that's a problem. Okay.
At the end of the day, I've had some very good, intimacies. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to take you and your finances back home with you. It's not, it hasn't been a one time when I've been, so smitten that, I'm completely letting them steal out of my wallet while I'm asleep. I just can't do that. I can't imagine.
I
It
can't
can't
either. I
it can't
can't either.
and especially in 2022 with all the medical upgrades, anybody could have good peen with like
And what
with the right prescription.
I'm about to say, shoot, you don't even have to have good peen. Has she heard of they got some things now you can get them at the drugstore. They sell them in the aisle for ladies. You can go
Stimulators.
get them and you can get some batteries and you good to go.
Stimulate.
Hello.
It's not the,
Hello.
it's not the same as having a
Oh,
real
you say
body to
what you
hold on
want to
to.
say. You say what you want to say, but
It's not the same.
you don't have what I have. I'm telling you, there are plenty of ways that you could be satisfied. No,
I
it's
mean,
not the same. But the point of it is, you're not a man. A man and his penis is not going to control me. That's what's not
like
going
the
to
yeah
happen.
That's
the point
fine.
the
That's
point
you.
is to content
A
is
lot
like
of
for the
other
women.
women too. Go
For the
ahead, Jeremy.
women to the point is for the women to be in eternal, post nut clarity, when they're giving it, when they giving it to themselves, like when they get it, when they they're always in the right state of mind versus somebody who don't get none at all, and then you get it from
Exactly.
somebody.
Exactly. If you're happy like that and you got that smile on your face, it don't matter how it got there. It doesn't matter about the instrument used. Because I mean, the pen is just not that. No, 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 no. It's not like it's irreplaceable. Trust and believe that.
Listen, they got toys on both ends. They got toys on both ends of the
That's
spectrum.
fine. Knock yourself out. I'm
Okay.
saying knock yourself out. But we talking
But
about the
like,
women right now. We
yeah,
talking about Shorty.
but
Shorty.
like,
We talking about Shorty because guess what? Kenneth is living with Kenneth is living with Shorty. It's not the other way around. Shorty is
Ooh.
not living with Kenneth.
yeah, that's
That
true.
part. That part.
And I'm telling you, that's what she's getting, exactly what she asked for. That's what she's getting. She's getting what she asked for because she started seeing the signs after a year or so, maybe even after 2 years, and she
It take
stayed
no
in it.
2 years to figure out somebody don't have a job or doesn't have a good job. It doesn't take you. How would it take you a whole year to figure out somebody doesn't have a job? How is that possible?
Listen, you keep trying to compare your wisdom to Shorty's wisdom. Or that's what you're sitting here doing. They don't go together.
Well,
That's why I keep saying that's what you would do. We're talking about what Shorty is doing and what Shorty has done.
okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so now moving forward, we've got what is it, Alfonso, and we got Dr. Ponytail. Guys, I think Alfonso is serious about keeping Shay around. He's not letting Shay get away. Okay. He is not letting Shay get away because he got Dr. Ponytail. He called her himself. He's having a one-on-one. This is not a couples counseling. He called Dr. Ponytail and he said, help me to get my situation in order. I have issues trying to blend my family. I have issues trying to blend Shay in with my family. So
Oh
what
my,
am I
like,
supposed to do?
it's the fact that that's the only thing really that he was asking about, not him giving money to women, women DMing him, that he's the love of their life, all of these other different things. It's only the family intermingling together. When that's not all of it, I think Shay would be completely fine, if she wasn't close with his family as long as he was faithful. That like, it's that part, it's a lot of times that the family don't like the woman, but as long as the man is supporting that woman, she's fine, but she don't have his support or the family support. Like, Shay fighting in the ring all by herself.
Oh Lord. That's terrible. That's terrible. I
The
mean, but
only
what about the kid? What about the baby? She's got to, I mean, if she's going to be his wife, she's going to have a part and a role in that baby and that child's life. She's going to be a step parent. So isn't it important that they work out the blending of families?
The
She's
thing,
got the child's mother and his mother. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy.
exactly, and that's my thing. That's why I think that she's an idiot. Is because, like, why would you want to bring in a child to a man whose family despises you? Whose baby who and he already has a baby's mother, and the baby mother don't like you. You don't know how she's gonna feel about your child being around her child. We know how people can get petty with their own children and their own seeds and things of that nature. So my thing is, like, why would you even want to put yourself in this stupid predicament? It's just dumb, and it's because she wants the check. She wants to continue to buy these AliExpress wigs, and and wear this bright white makeup, and like, I don't think. I feel like what Alfonso is doing right now is just trying to put a band-aid on it. Let me make it seem like I'm doing something, so I'll talk to Dr. Nicole and talk about the family. But let's talk about your infidelity. Let's talk about your lying, your inconsistencies, your inability to feel her feelings, to feel where she's coming from, to listen to her without laughing at her face. Why she crying? Like you laughing, meanwhile she having a whole mudslide on her face.
Or about to jump on somebody and attack them until they get the proper size plate.
Look here. She done dealt with blatant, disrespect for years now. In her face. He going on trips with women. He giving women money in the streets. He's going on tour, not answering his phone. He been dealing with this for years at this point. So why would he even begin to believe? Because she says this is your last chance. Why would he believe that? There's no data to even take you seriously. Where's the data to say if he keep doing A, B, and C, she's leaving? She's never left. So there's no data.
They did have a breakup, Alex. They did have a breakup. She left. She left
for 2 months.
Ooh,
right. I was gonna say the problem with it was she left. She was gone for two whole months, but she came back, and the problem that the doctor is telling them that they're having is they didn't work out a mutual agreed upon negotiation, an agreement of what their expectations were and how they were going to fill each other's expectations. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But you know what Fonzo said? That's very eye-opening. He said out of his own mouth, if he tells his family that Shay's the one, the ex then knows that the door is officially closed. So that means for 3.5 years, you was not prepared to close that door with your ex. And what makes your ex even believe the door is still open if you ain't tiptoeing back and forth over there?
Right.
Okay, hard stop, guys. I got to jump in. So the chat is saying it's on fire. Monique is saying that she saw a post from the son's mom, which meaning Alfonso's son's mom, so the baby's mother. It says that she moved on years ago, and Fonzo mom knows it. But then there's something that's saying right here. Joanna, hi Joanna. Joanna is saying the family is still holding out hope for the baby mama to get back with Fonzo. So that's an interesting thing, because whether these are factual or not, those are scenarios that actually do happen. So let's say the baby's mother moved on, but the family is still holding out hope that they will get back together and create a family where his biological child is in the home with the biological mother and the biological father, meaning him, that they would get married. Okay, so those things happen. But Jeremy, are you saying that you don't believe in blended families at all? Because it's almost like it sounds like what you were saying earlier. I'm not sure. Did I miss something?
It's not. No, I'm not saying I don't believe in blended families. I just don't think that Fonzo's family wants to be blended with her.
Oh, okay. But you know what? The family doesn't get to pick your spouse. They don't get to pick your spouse. I mean, last time I checked.
But they do get to pick who they accept, individually. So, like, they don't have to like her, and obviously they don't. Like,
True.
They still have a connection. At the end of the day, like, when I heard Fonzo say that, like, if he really takes Shay seriously, that means that he's gonna be really closing the door on the ex. And I was like, this is defeating the whole purpose. And why are you here? If you're still wondering about another option that you left so long ago, and it makes me wonder what was you doing when you was in that other country with her. If y'all still have this
Not
gray
what was
area,
going on.
like so like I'm just a little bit confused. It just seems that everything that Fonzo is doing is just a facade. He's only wanting to keep it. To me, it seemed like he's trying to keep Shay around as a just in case.
A
Maybe he
backup,
might.
like a backup plan.
Yeah, maybe, maybe he will get back with his old baby mama, or maybe maybe he's like leaving that line open, and he don't know if he wants to spend the rest of his life with Shay. I just think that Shay needs to stop trusting this man so much, because nothing that
Ooh.
he says, like, yeah, he's a nice guy, as far as like personality goes, but as far as like
Yeah.
his actions towards you, sis, he's treating you like a doormat, and he's a heavy man with cleavage. So I'm just saying, like, for him to step on you, that's a lot of weight.
Stop making me laugh so hard.
Oh Lord.
Uh,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
heavy
Please,
man with
please,
cleavage.
yeah, please, so she can stop with the machine. She's killing me. With this machine.
I love it. I
Killing
love
me.
it. A heavy man with cleavage. Well, no, that's not the thing. The problem is he should never wear a light color to that office again with in the therapy session. Because when he wears the light colors, I don't know if you guys remember, he had on that light gray, and then when the spotlight was on him and they was asking him questions, he started sweating so heavily.
Uh,
Poor guy. Okay, so moving forward, we've got Shorty out on a date again with Tavi. Who didn't want to go to the Marines, the United States military, so he decided to get his daughter's name tattooed on his neck to avoid being drafted.
Now,
Guys, what do
now,
what
now,
do you
now,
make those two?
now, is that a red flag or not? You
Well, for me,
know,
a person that is a military lover and respecter of military personnel and veterans, all military people, yeah, yeah, that would be. But my other problem is, and guys, don't hate me for this. Again, I tell you again, I'm traditional. I don't like tats on necks. I think they look preposterous, but that's just me. I think the thing that threw me off or kind of told me where Shorty stood was when she said, "You know what? I got to tell you something. That really turns me on." So now I'm understanding, Shorty, how you get the guys that don't have the good jobs. If that turns
right.
you on and that's what you're looking for, corporate America is not, okay? Just
Exactly.
trust and believe that part.
Like Miss Aubrey, like she has hood rat taste and get mad when she gets a man with hood rat funds. So I'm just
that
Hey,
like,
that
thank
part,
you. Thank
that
you.
part,
Thank
that
you.
part.
like,
This is where I'm going with this, because none of the doctors or lawyers I ever dated had neck tattoos. But I'm just saying. But knock yourself out, though. If you can get a Jay-Z, and I don't even think he got a neck tattoo. But knock yourself out. Do you, boo?
like, when it comes to the whole military thing, I look at it differently. Like, I 100% agree that if you don't think that you can handle being in the military and you don't think that you can do it, don't join. I don't think that everybody is strong enough to do it. One of my classmates had joined the army and she unalived herself because because
Oh no, Jeremy,
and
no,
like
no,
and like
no.
and so
Oh,
she left behind a whole daughter. Then on top of that, I like
oh
when
my.
I was in A school alone, it was like 10 people who unalived themselves, and they didn't even reach it past the A school point when for us to actually get to our ships and our duty stations, because
Oh
it
my
was
Lord.
really hard. So I'm saying, if this not for you and you can
No, yeah.
mentally take that, like, you can't, like, you should not join. Like, don't do it, because there's no such thing as going back. Like, once you sign your name on that dotted line, baby, they don't care. The only way you're gonna make it out is like either jail or a box. So I'm saying that, like, it, like, I was relieved that he knew that it was something that he couldn't handle, because a lot of people think that they can handle it, and then when they get in it, it's overwhelming, because there's no exit. It's not like you can just leave when you want to. Your life isn't your
No,
own. Like, I'm
no.
Yeah,
gonna tell you, when I was in the military, I felt that I was a child. Like everything, I felt like when I went to work, I could get scolded at any moment, and I was scared about it. And sometimes
Mhm.
when I did break a rule or something, and I knew I was about to get in trouble. I had more
Ooh,
fear. I had more fear towards my superiors than I ever had towards my mom, who spanked me as a child. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
right, right.
overwhelming. It was
They
like an
can change
overwhelming
your life
fear.
in the military. If my understanding of it's correct, and for my daughter being an officer in the Navy, they can change your whole life. With you can't play with them. I mean, it's a system. It's a whole system. And here's the thing: you dedicate those 3, 4, 5 years, or your whole career, 20 years plus. But with a stroke of the pen, they can change your whole life. Because the worst thing you ever want to do is to go into the military and then get a dishonorable discharge. You
And,
don't want that to follow you
and
through life.
not only can they do that, but like you can have a whole wife and family, and like you'll be
Mhm.
grounded on the ship. You won't be able to leave the ship. Your family will have to come and visit you from a time
What?
for a specific time, and you'll be sanctioned to stay on the ship, and you'll be
What?
yeah. And then on top of that, they can have your pay times 10 if they wanted to. For 10 months, they take half of your whole paycheck.
Mm.
Ooh,
Yeah,
the military is not playing. I tell
Yeah.
people, if you really want to be a man and you're a young guy, and like you said, but for those that can do it, you have to have discipline. I think what worked well for my daughter was the fact that she had been an athlete for most of her life when she went in, and then too she went to school, so they sent her to the Naval Academy. And before that, she went to a school called NAPS, which is the Naval Academy Prep School in Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. But the thing about it is, though, she had discipline. She was used to respecting authority, listening to coaches, working as a team, and also working as an individual and working hard. So those things really held her down. But I'm so sorry to hear about your friend that unalived herself. Because as a Navy mom, I was a part of a Navy for Mom, which is a website like just like Facebook. And I had to talk to a lot of parents, or I offered to speak to a lot of parents. And one of the girls was in the Navy, and she was having a really hard time and was trying to get out. It was a hot mess. It was just a real hot mess. You're right.
Well,
Once you sign on that dotted line, that's it. You
yeah.
belong to them.
I have a son in the army, married, 3 children. He's stationed in another country. He's doing very well. I didn't think I didn't.
Thank him for his service for me, please.
Yes, I will. I didn't think the way he was, brought up. He grew up, very guarded and things of that nature. And I didn't think he was ready for it. He
Hmm.
somehow adjusted.
Okay.
He's been in for some time now.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So he's making a career
his,
out of it. It
yeah,
sounds
his,
like.
his his mother encouraged him to make a career out of it. My second wife was a military brat, so
Hmm.
she know that
Lots
life
of good
well.
benefits.
Yeah,
Lots of
my
good
my
benefits.
my former brother-in-law retired at 38 years old with full benefits. Full.
That's what I try to tell people. There's no other
Oh,
job going in America now that you can do that. But knock
and
yourself out.
when he did that, then he went to motorcycle school. They military paid for it. They pay for your medical. You get your GI bills. You get, so the benefits are there if you can take it in those early years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like Jeremy said, it's not for everybody. Military is very rigid.
Yes, it is.
They don't change for you. You got to change and conform to what they doing.
Exact. Oh my God, I'm so happy that you said that. That's what
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell people. Like the only
What's
reason
that?
I made it through because when I got in there, I was a hood rat from the pits of Las Vegas. So
Okay.
like they ended up like really like, and it was a hard reset for me to like turn into what they needed me to be. And
Hmm.
like I had so many trial and errors. I cried many a nights in my little rack by myself after I closed the curtains. Like it was
Right. Yep.
it
Oh,
was
I
hard.
see those racks, Jeremy. I was on the shit with my daughter. I'm like, that's where y'all sleep
Yeah. But like it gives you some of the best sleep. I promise you. I slept the best on my ship. But like
at? Really?
yeah, but yeah, so I 100% agree. I like big ups to Tavy, knowing how much he can handle.
Right.
Big
Right.
big ups to Davy.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. There are other institutions like the military that are very rigid. They don't like neck tattoos, face tattoos. They don't go for
Well,
that kind of stuff.
that's what Jeremy,
But
how we, because I was trying to figure out how we even got down the rabbit hole of military, but it
right,
was because of the neck tattoo and
right,
what Tavi said. But I'm saying corporate America doesn't really look well, frowns upon it too. So I mean,
right.
knock yourself out with all those tattoos. But getting
But
back to what I was saying was that Shorty is looking for a thug. So then, like, who was it that said? Was it you, Jeremy, that said she wants a thug, but then she gets upset when they got thug like money? So come on, what is it? What do you really want?
Yeah,
well,
that's what I said.
as I was saying, there are professions now where the advent of tattoos and artistic creations on the body have forced some institutions to change their way and change their outlook on tattoos. But there are other institutions that are very rigid. We don't want these kind of things in here. So, but there are a lot of multi millionaires now who are tatted up because you have to, fit into a certain realm in a certain industry now. But the money is still there, whether you're tatted up or not. Depends on
Right,
what you
right,
want
right.
to do.
That's right, and there's a lot of creative jobs, and the Miss Creative. I'm saying that's me. I'm old school. I don't like tats anywhere on the body. I'm not a person that's gonna look at a man and say, "Oh, his tat is sexy." That's never gonna be me. But you're right. Wait, men that have tats have good jobs and money now too. Yes, absolutely. And I think that the gentleman was trying to say, Tavi was saying back then. So maybe the military even. I know I've been in places, and I'm trying to remember where I was exactly, but I was somewhere, and I was like shocked to see that this person had on the button-up shirt, button-down shirt, a man, and he had a neck tattoo, but he was in this space, so it's okay. Like I've even seen, I think it's a financial planner that I was watching the other day that was African American, and they're accepting, locks with black men, or black women having locks and natural hair, tats, and a lot of things are more acceptable in certain spaces. That's true. But I'm just saying, for me, if you're looking at a guy and if he's wearing it, like for example, if he's wearing his pants slouching off his butt and you can see his butt crack or his underwear, and you think that that's something that you like, that's fine. But I just, in the space that I grew up in the era that I grew up in, that's not the way gentlemen conduct themselves, and that's not how they dress. But
Right.
that's me. But I have nothing against people creative, okay? But I'm so glad my kids have not gotten tattoos yet. Okay, I'm
Well,
just so glad. My daughter did get a little baby tattoo on her finger that basically is covered up by a ring, so that's about it.
well, like Jeremy said, you sit there, you're 40 plus years old, sometimes even pushing 50, and you still
Exactly, bro, bro.
and you still hollering about I like a little thug in my man. Well, with that thug come a lot. It may come a prison record. It may come 5 babies and 5 babies mamas. It may come some DV. Okay. It may come some VD. Okay.
Ooh,
But a
ooh,
lot
Or
come
or some BV.
or some BV.
oh, okay, 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 okay. Let's get on these initials right now, because I think we're going down a dangerous road right here. We're going down a dangerous road.
so,
But
so
back to the date. Oh, go ahead, Alex. You were finishing
no,
up with the date.
no,
I got some more things I want to say about this date with Shorty, but go ahead.
but I'm just saying a lot come with that thug stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh
And it's
yeah,
at some
yeah.
point, it's time. At some point, it just gets to be time to grow up out of that. You know, you can't hold on to this youthful stuff forever. I think Shorty's
I
still
know,
stuck in that.
Kirby. Right. Yeah, and right, and that's what I was saying. And I mean, I'll say this: the flip side of it. So I'm talking about men, or I don't really care for women with a lot of tattoos either. But let's say for women, for example, if a guy is looking at a woman and he's looking at somebody that's showing and displaying Jezebel like tendencies, it's the same thing. You like her because she can make it clap and this and that and the other thing. But do you like it when you come home and you catch her in bed with another guy? So I mean, at some point you got to get past the frivolous things of your youth, your teens and your 20s, about looks and about, this and that. And really, Alex and I was having this conversation, and what I was telling him, my real strong belief is, this is why I don't understand why people say they can't date outside their race. I really don't understand that concept, because at the end of the day, the thing that's going to tie you to a person in a long-term relationship, in my opinion, is your core values. So if you meet somebody, let's say, and they're Hispanic and you're black and they have your core values and everything else is jivey, I couldn't see why you could say, oh, well, I can't date that person because they're not a black man. I don't understand that. That's just me. Because you're looking at core values, and do you really have an understanding of, we as women, do we really have an understanding of what core values, things that we really truly believe in, and what this other person, what they're bringing to us and what they're saying they believe in, and what are they showing us, not just what they're saying. Because as we saw with the Kia on Ready to Love, what a man says and what a person says and what they do can be two entirely different things, correct?
Always. As
Yeah.
always,
So,
you have
so
to
pay attention. Pay attention.
you have to watch a person's action. You got to do more observation and listening than you do talking to get to know
Right.
a person.
That's a key thing. So Shorty is saying something in the date. She's saying this, that basically, I really like you, and if you take me away from my man, I hope you have my back when my dude kicks me to the curb. And I'm like, wait a minute, hard stop. Hard stop. When your dude kicks you to the curb, you hope that he has your back. I don't know too many women, and maybe this is just me. I know as a woman, I don't like coming out of, I'm never going to come out of a serious relationship and then what? Hop back into another one. I'm never doing that, because guess why? I want to understand, for me, what got me to that place to pick that person. How did we get there? And where am I going from here? And what do I need to do to course correct? Okay. Because the fact that you're in a relationship with a whole person that you said is out of your league, or you're out of their league, that tells me that there's some flaws in your dating strategy. There's some flaws in your relationship strategy. So now you want to hop into a relationship with a whole tabby who got a neck tattoo? Come on.
Well, that's because for people to do real self-assessment, real standing in the mirror, undressing yourself and knowing where you lie fault in yourself and where your life is, that's hard work. And everybody's not willing to do that. So by jumping from relationship to relationship, they always have somebody to blame and they never have to look in the mirror. That's why people do that. If you in 5 relationships in a 2-year period and you still blaming the other person. Look, when are you going to
Right.
look at yourself? That's a hard thing for people to do, Aubrey. And most people do not do that because it's easy. It's easy to blame somebody else. He did that. She did this. He did that. But they never look at themselves in the mirror. Like I always tell you on these podcasts, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York with the 5% Nation. And they always had one thing: knowledge of self. You must have knowledge of self. When you know
Wow.
who you are, that's when you know what you want. But if you never know
Mm.
who you are, you're going to keep picking junk. And if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. Period.
Wow. Kirby asked an interesting question about growing up. Were there women that like thugs? And I guess he's saying from, my era. And yeah, there were at school, Kirby, but not so much in my church group of friends. No, because most of us, we all had fathers at home, and they were corporate, or at least if not corporate, they were, because even men back then in the 70s, and the 80s, the early 80s, if they black men really wanted respect. Okay. We were just coming, we had come through the movement in the 60s and part of the 70s. So in the 70s and 80s, a black man that was upstanding, he wanted respect, and he knew that dressing a certain way, tatting himself up, most of our black men had went to the military. They had been, before they stopped the regular draft where you had to go at 18. So most of our men had been to Vietnam. They had been in the Korean War. So no, they didn't have the tats. And so those of us that grew up in the church, like I did in my community, no, we didn't want thugs. And I guess that's the thing that impressed me too, because of my father being in the military. And being an upright guy that didn't tat himself and didn't let his pants sag, always wore a belt every day. I never was looking for no thug. I was actually, thugs turned me off. They may turn some women on, but they actually turn me off. I'm like rolling my eyes at them, like, really?
And we know, and we know as a guy, we've all gone to high school, college with these women who want, the guy that hangs in the hallway. The
I'm sorry. I'm laughing. Miss Creative says she got to help me get a soundboard. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
we know these girls and these women who always want the guy that hangs in the hallway, the
Oh,
guy,
right. Yeah,
the
didn't
guy,
go
the
to
guy,
class. Didn't go to class. He's hanging out in the hallway. Right,
the
right.
guy, the
And
guy who cut
smoking a cigarette or smoking a joint. Yep, yep.
cutting class, hanging
Mm-hmm.
out in the hallways. See, they don't want Poindexter or the head of the Glee
I
club.
don't want the guy that's gonna grow up
They,
to be the engineer, doctor, lawyer.
they don't want that guy. Okay, in school. So then they grow up. See, here's what happened. Here's the cycle, many way, and then there are exceptions to the rule, of course. So I'm not saying everybody. But what happens is with a lot of women, because they want these thuggish, no good, running the hallways and hanging out and cutting class and the dumb jock or whatever, because they want the popular guy in school, they end up starting to have children, okay, early. So they go from idiot to idiot having these babies. And then they get 30 years old. They got 3 kids, 4 kids, by 3 or 4 different daddies.
But 30 doesn't have
Now
any kids. Yeah.
but I'm telling you, now they're looking for Poindexter. Now they're looking for the guy who was head of the Glee Club. Now they want the engineer. Now they want the scientist. Okay, because now life has started to get real for them, and it's kicking they behind. And
And we don't.
they're looking at the bums they had, and now they need a man that can provide and protect them. And many of them learn this way, unfortunately. But go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna.
I'm
I was
starting to
just.
get KS vibes. Okay, I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say like, and none of us nerds want them. Like, like
That's right, Jeremy. I mean, no, you're not gonna want a woman that had a whole bunch of babies and different dads and all like that. No, you're not.
yeah, I'd rather not have somebody who's like been used as as
Mm-hmm. Don't
as
say, yeah.
as like I just it's crazy how they can't see the path that they're going down because like girls in my like that was in my school had similar taste to that, and like every single one of them are single mothers.
Mm-hmm. That's why I
Wait a
say
minute.
it's a
Back up. Back
cycle.
up. Back up. Say that again. Say that again, because I was doing the board and
Oh,
say the
like
thing
all
what you
like
just said.
all of the girls that I knew, and I'm talking about I'm only talking about black women because I don't know about the caucasity of it all. But I'm saying like when it comes like the black women, like
Mm-hmm.
every single one that I knew that had that had those traits that he's talking about, they ended up single moms.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's the
Wow.
cycle. That's the
Wow.
cycle I'm talking about. And listen, it's not that when they get 30, 32, they don't deserve love, they don't need love, and they're not deserving, because they are. What happens is,
Mm.
though, you have stacked the deck against you. That's what
Right.
happens. And you waited too long now to try to find a good guy to come in that's going to accept responsibility for three,
Well,
4, or 5 children. That's not
oh,
his.
okay. So back to the matter at hand. So with Shorty, she
Mm-hmm.
got one child, and apparently he's an adult, so he's 19 or 20. He's out the house. Okay. So now back to Shorty. Shorty still doesn't have a bunch of babies at home. Okay. So what do you guys tell me seriously? I want to get your viewpoint on this. What should Shorty do going forward? Because let's assume that Kenneth is going to be out of the picture at the end of this, because I don't see Kenneth marrying her and I don't see her marrying him. Okay. So what should Shorty do going forward dating? Which one of you wants to go first?
Go ahead,
Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
I would say hide her purse, hide her wallet. Um,
Oh Lord.
you know, ask the tough questions. I'm a person. I'll have my little fun. Here and there on the side. Getting my own little maintenance, as in what Walter called it from last season. And
Oh yeah.
when
Get the
like
maintenance. Mm-hmm.
but I date with intention. I date for, a purpose. Like I don't believe in just dating for fun. At least I don't believe to do that anymore. I believe at this point in my life, approaching like, my early 30s, I have to start dating with way more intention. So I ask about credit scores. I ask about, do you have kids? I
Mhm.
ask all types of questions because I want to know, what am I getting myself into? I don't want any surprises. I end up thinking I just won, I just won the best prize and end up ending up with a loser, like who wants
Right.
that? So like you have to ask those hard questions. You have to set that
That's
standard
it.
for you set that
Yes.
standard for yourself so you won't be having people, taking your phone, locking themselves in bathrooms, stealing, your credit card information.
Mm,
Mhm.
mm.
Okay. Good points. Good points. Alex, what are your thoughts?
I'm,
Thank you. Thank you
I'm,
for that.
to your question, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gave a
The
lot of. Go ahead.
yeah, the eggs and peen has ran its course,
Okay.
and short and and Shorty wants out, and she needs to just get out. Period.
Okay, so I said, but what about dating advice for the future? Let's say, she's not even dating right away. Let's say, she takes her time and does a self assessment. What do you say for her after she's done that self assessment and looked at the relationship and been introspective? What do you say going forward? Like, what kind of dating strategy or tips do you have for her or any
I,
woman?
I'm not going to speculate whether she's going to do the work or not, because clearly, up to now, being in her
Dating,
40s, she hasn't done it.
dating
Okay,
advice, dear.
but
Dating
but
advice.
but dating advice is look deep before you leap. Okay,
Oh, Lord.
under yeah. Again, understanding who you are and
Yes.
knowing what you want to find somebody compatible enough to do what you need done. Okay, because
Okay.
otherwise you're a dog chasing his tail. You may have some fun, but you never catch nothing.
That is the funniest thing too, to watch an animal chasing its own tail because
Isn't
they
that
they don't.
funny? Isn't
Yeah,
that
and they
funny?
do it. They do it like they just saw it, like saw it for the first time. Like, what is that? And they just going round and round in circles, round and
No,
round
no,
in circles.
they're having a lot of fun, but they ain't catching nothing of
Mm, mm, mm.
substance. Nothing of substance. They're catching air. So if Shorty don't do this self-assessment and truly understand what she really needs moving forward, because she's getting to that mature age now, she's over 40. The thug
Mhm.
thing has to run its course. It has to be done with.
Yeah, she has to put that in the rear view mirror. Really, I think at this point, and stop looking at who has the neck tattoo that's sexiest to me, and start looking at who has the heart, who has the core values that align with mine, and we can get to this place that we're both trying to get to together. Who has that? And
Right.
what is it about me? What are my goals? What are my goals too? Those things are important. But very good, very
Right.
good. Um, Either of you guys want to comment on the scene with the ladies at the girls' night out? Either of you want to
Oh, I was
anything?
hoping that you was gonna ask this. My
Please
God.
knock yourself out on this one because I got very little out of that. But go ahead, knock yourself out.
Can I speak directly to you, Shay? Shay, listen, baby girl. Just because you've let yourself get embarrassed every single which way by Alfonso, by letting him go to various countries, by leaving you in an empty apartment, while he gives wads of money to women that just walk up to him while you sitting there looking dumb. When he basically has to go over to the family reunion and Thanksgiving and leave you at home and bring you back a to-go plate, you know, you are not suited to give any of these women advice just because you put up with way more like idiocracy than they have. I just want you to know that. So I want you to pause on the advice, and I'm gonna need you to refocus yourself on trying to find the strength to leave this man with his man cleavage. Now, as far as Charlana goes, I thought you were smarter than that, sis. I thought you were smarter than I thought you knew better. But it seems that, like I said on my review, that, once she got outside of that restaurant, you know, Dr. Ponytail was holding her at gunpoint, telling her she better get back with that man before the finale hits. So, because they have to have those ratings continuous. So, like, I already knew that she was going to be getting back with him. I'm just disappointed to see it because he's not going to change. Nothing about him has changed at all. Like, he's mad at the world. He's mad at everybody. He doesn't care about her feelings. He's just mad because, like, that like he's not he's just not that anymore. He wants to feel like he's the most important person in the relationship. Like it's almost like he's competing with her for who holds the most the most weight. And that's, to me, that's a little bit odd. And as far as like Shorty goes, child, bless bless her heart, I guess.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll keep it short again. You got three women whose relationships are a train wreck, giving each other relationship advice. Go.
Continue. Please continue.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's it. That's your observation. That's your comment. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, guys. So now we're back into therapy. We're back into the therapy hall with Dr. Ponytail, and the couples are sharing their observations. So we know that that Otis didn't go on a date. Charlie didn't go on a date, and the women that went on a date was Shorty and how was it? Shorty. Shorty
Yes.
went on a date,
Yes.
and
Yes. Shorty and Tavi.
we went Tavi.
Mm.
Did wait a minute, did
Well, nobody else went on a date. They
yeah,
left.
okay.
They left us hanging
They left us
on
hanging.
whether
Well,
whether or not Charlie would go back again with this other guy.
and we still didn't really see anybody come for this family matters thing. So what's up with Charlie? We didn't get a family member, did we? And this
No.
is part two. So I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a part three. That would be too much.
Right.
But okay. But anyway, they're in the therapy session, and we get that okay, let's start with Shorty. So Shorty is talking about how fabulous her neck tattooed man is, how he is everything, the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he is there to take her and put her on his white horse and carry her off into fairy tale land. And she's saying all this in front of Kenneth. And then I'm paraphrasing it, of course, because obviously she didn't say it like that. But Kenneth then says, well, you know what? That's funny because that's exactly the same thing you said about me when you met me. So we gonna see.
Bam. That part.
Yeah.
That
So I
part.
mean that's the thing that leads me to think that poor Shorty has gotten to 40, big old age, big grown age of 40, and she's still dating like she's 16. She's still dating like she believes in fairy tales and like she's waiting for some man to save her from her life rather than her saving herself from her life. I don't understand. I just do not understand.
Right. And you see how fast Kenneth moved his arm from around her?
Yeah, this is the one therapy session where we don't see him with his arm. He dropped that arm so fast, like she had a some kind of a disease that he was gonna catch. He got away. He got that arm away from her real quick.
And she
And
said, and she
the
said
whole
real quick,
body language between the two of them was very disjointed. It was very disjointed this episode.
and she said real quick, I'm going to give Tavi a third date. And Kenneth didn't like that at all. So
He didn't like it.
he's checking out.
Yeah, he kept his face. He kept his face. He didn't let it really show, but the body language showed because he dropped that arm real quick. You're right. You're
Yep.
absolutely right.
What do you think, Jeremy, about that?
Jeremy?
That he was like, wait till I get home. I'm about to empty out every single one of these bank's accounts before I leave. Like, that's all I can think. Like,
Oh, remember, I got all the count numbers, boo, and all the code words and whatnot.
right, like sis, maybe you maybe you want to think about this a little bit before you make this decision.
See? That is so crazy and so bizarre. And then we talk to the therapist. Alfonso talks, and he's basically we can see from Alfonso's speech, he's talking a little bit more. He's not laughing so much in that the hysterical laugh that he would have every time Shay says something. Alfonso is basically, how much you want to bet? I'm willing to bet today, right now, that Alfonso is going to marry Shay when this is all said and done. What you guys think?
I mean, I'm looking at their Instagram right now, and she still ain't got no ring on, so I don't know.
Mm.
Mm,
But she got a
okay.
new wig, so
Hey,
guess there's always positives in life.
yeah,
Ooh,
we
positive things.
we do what we value, you
Yeah.
know. Um, Alfonso seems to be at this point trying to turn the corner.
Mm-hmm.
The question remains: can he
Thank you,
sustain
Kirby.
that? Will he be able to sustain that? You know,
Mm,
and
okay.
does he feel at this point,
Mm-hmm.
is she worth it? And why now? Because she might leave for good. She might leave for longer than 2 months. You know, if you sincerely love and care for a woman, why does
Yeah.
she got to threaten to leave for you to get serious? I
Because
never
that,
understood that. I
well,
never
like you just
understood
like
that.
just like you told me earlier, because he's not you. He's not you.
Right?
Okay. He's him. And so for him, where he is in life, you got to look at where he's coming from. All of these people, basically, we can look at not just him, but all six of these people are stunted in their emotional, mental, social development. Okay. Because there's no way you telling me that these 30 something, 40 something people are where they are because they're not stunted in their development. And that's
Yeah.
why I say I don't get why people looking at skin color and who got a big old booty and who got big boobs and who got lots of muscles in their bicep, because none of that stuff tells you anything about a person's emotional, mental, spiritual development. Those are all inner qualities
Yeah.
that you cannot see with the human eye. Okay. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
see that with the human eye. But to get back to what I was saying, yeah, he's not doing that. He's doing that now because he's not you. He's not where you were when you were 25 and you were getting married to your first wife. He's not that man. He has not developed to that point yet.
Right. And so, listen, and there's no need to believe it. She should not believe it because that's only going to come over time. So, does she have another 3.5 years for him to prove this? You
Absolutely.
know,
No, he's coming there now. I think he's coming there now because she said something very serious to him. She's ready to leave like now. She found out that she has the power to leave. If she can't do anything else, because she certainly can't control him and make a woman can't make a man do anything. But what we can do is take ourselves out of the situation. And who I also feel like who will be taking themselves out of this situation, and I'm going by the looks on her face and the fact that, like you said earlier, Alex, she holds grudges from way back when, is Charlie.
hmm
Charlie has got one foot emotionally out the door from Otis.
and you
Charlie
and
Charlie is not going to put up with him much longer. Go ahead.
and Aubrey, you know that old saying. She got one foot out the door and the other foot on the banana peel.
What does that mean?
That means both feet about to go because you
Huh?
slip on a banana peel.
Right.
Okay.
I got
What?
the visual. I didn't too much like that joke. Like I said, you be
Mm.
making some stale jokes sometimes,
No,
baby.
it's not
Like,
intended to be a joke. It's intended to be an analogy, a
what?
assessment.
I
So you
just,
think she about to fall out the door? I mean, I'm really okay. So help me with the analogy because that's the first time I've heard it. So help me understand that analogy then.
People typically slip on banana peels.
I get
So
that part.
so so if she got one foot out the door and the other
Mm-hmm.
foot on a banana peel, she gonna fall right out the door. There's no stability under that foot to keep her there.
Oh,
That,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, I see.
We gonna get that on a coffee cup. We gonna get that on a coffee cup.
So I just got one thing
Yes,
I have to say about Alfonso, you know it's quite disgusting and very disappointing that you almost approaching the age of 50, that you're around here running around here like you are 14 or 15, 20, 21 years old, like you have no cares in the world, like you have no self-control, no maturity. It's just really disgusting. And at the end of the day, all that's going to happen is you're going to play out all of these options until all of that money runs out. That's the only reason that those women are there. It's not because of your looks, because they're questionable, your bad body, you got knock knees, and you got man cleavage. Like you have a woman, like you
damn,
have
Jeremy.
Like you have, I
He
mean, I'm
telling it
being
like
honest.
it is. You guys
He's
say
like,
y'all can talk about women all day long and they
he's
looks. He telling it exactly like it is. That's
he's
exactly
like
how that man looks.
he's a very unattractive male. Like, and the only reason that he even has like this is because of his financial stability that's only based upon Ricky Rose. And my thing is this, like, at the end of the day, even if you do choose another woman, she's not gonna love you for who you are, what you bring to the table, because at the end of the day, you're just a goofy dude. Like, you bring nothing to the table besides money. They're just gonna swipe, get the bag, and just and just be cold towards you. But you have somebody for some reason who seems to love you despite all of that, and you want to take advantage of that to spend it on women who only want you because you have money. I don't know how I would feel if I knew that people are only coming at me because I have money in my pocket. But for him, because he's never been attractive before, because he's never been that guy, that all the girls probably wanted, he's probably, lavishing this, like, but it's all temporary, and it's all empty and baseless. So, like, you want to waste your time and potentially lose Shay and her bundles, then like that, like, then you're gonna be really losing a good one.
It feeds his ego. It feeds his ego, and
He's
as simple as
he's
that.
eating too much already. He needs nothing else feeding him at this point.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just gonna say we're nearing the end of our podcast. Could we check the likes, please? Could we check the likes? What did you guys think about the dramatic scenes for the next couple of weeks as we enter in the last phase of Put a Ring on It? We only have 3 more episodes. What did you guys think of all this fussing and cussing going on with Shorty and Kenneth? And Kenneth is fussing and cussing, and she claims when she gets to therapy, she's saying that he's calling her the B word and the H word, a garden tool, and all of this and all of that. What do you guys think of that? Because I know what I think of it as a woman, but I'm gonna say that for the end. Because you guys go ahead.
Well, I think he has finally blown his top. He's reached his wits end,
Mm-hmm.
and this is his only way of responding. That he knows how to respond. Okay, this is how he handles conflict. This is what happens when he's placed against the wall with no way out. It's like
Mm.
cornering a rat. Okay, that rat will run and run and run until you get it into a corner. Then that rat going to jump at you. Okay, that's what Kenny's doing right now. Okay, and his only modus operandi, and we know, is to do everything he can to belittle Shorty. He already told her in a previous episode, yes, you 40 anyway.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's right. Let us
okay.
not forget that he
So
reminded her of her great big age.
so now, not only are you 40, you a garden tool, you a bitch, huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's a garden tool, she's a bitch, she's over 40, she's used up, she's all these things now because he wants to hurt her the way she's
Mm-hmm.
hurting him. That's all this
Mm-hmm.
is, you
And
know.
more and also to that point, he wants to hurt her, but he also wants to control her. It's about the mind control he's exerting as a manipulator, as a master manipulator. And I'm very experienced in dealing with these, is that he thinks that if he can belittle her and remove her self-esteem, that she will stay with him because she'll feel like she has no other choice.
Yeah, he's trying to break her.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to break her. He's trying to break her. Jeremy. Jeremy? Hello?
Yeah, is Jeremy still there? He might be gone.
No, he's physically. I see his but he may have taken a break. But in any
Oh,
case, what I was
Hello?
going
Can y'all hear
yeah.
me?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Jeremy. We were asking what your thoughts
Um
were.
what, like, I guess all I really had to say was, like, maybe I'm in the minority, but I was kind of, happy to see, Kenneth, kind of stand up for himself. You know, although I do agree that Shorty is very, I don't, maybe she's just in a terrible relationship, but I just don't agree with the way that she talks to this man. Like, she don't talk to this man like he's like held her, you know, made her feel unsafe. Like the way that she's talking to him to me makes me feel like she's very comfortable disrespecting him. Like, like so I just hope, they're able to have an amicable split and nobody gets hurt. Or or anybody gets their bank account information stolen. I just want
Right.
everybody to be safe.
Thank you. That's an awesome observation and and good wishes to them. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I once lived with a man that thought at some point in time in our relationship that it was okay for him to start calling me out the name that my parents gave me out of love. And he started using some names very similar to what Kenneth is alleged to have used with Shorty. But anytime a man feels like he's gonna call a woman the B word, the H word, and you living in the house with her, living in the same apartment, living in the same townhouse, all I can say is, baby, you watch your peens and your eggs because if she anything like me, you might wake up without one or the other. And for sure, in the long run, she is devising her exit strategy and she will soon be out of there
Right.
because all that verbal abuse, that's what you're not going to do. That's what you're
Mm.
not gonna do. I'm not gonna live with nobody. The flip side of that is if I'm not with someone, a man that I can call baby, sweetheart, dear, love, and have those terms of endearment and hear those same terms of endearments back. That's the only names I want you to call me outside of my name. We don't need to be together because I don't play them kind of games. Those kind of games are dangerous games. And you calling me out my name, that's a very dangerous territory you've now entered into because that is verbal abuse. That's what I'm
And
gonna say on that.
and hurting people hurt people. So that's what this comes down to, you know. I know we're about to end the podcast, but I just want to wrap up by saying that the cliffhanger was whether or not Charlie is going to take another date with this gentleman. What's his name again? David or something? What's his name?
Tavi,
Not
Tavi.
Tabby. Not I'm talking
Oh,
about
and
Charlie.
who? Oh, Chris, Chris.
Chris. The cliff
Yeah.
that's the cliffhanger. Dr. Nicole asked her,
Ooh,
is she going back out?
ooh,
Hey, she didn't answer the
mm.
question. They left that
No,
hanging for next episode.
you're right. That was the cliffhanger. You're right. And Kirby, no, that gentleman actually was my husband.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've
Yeah.
never shacked up with anybody and don't ever intend to.
Right.
So
So yeah.
okay. But
So
guys, so check the likes. I know my lovely moderator Monique said that the likes and the people matched up, but okay. Oh, Jeremy, he's out. Okay, Jeremy, go have fun in Florida. Thanks a lot for being here. I understand. I understand. But check the likes because that doesn't mean because there's a X amount of likes and X amount of people come through the live and they stay so many minutes and then they leave. So check and make sure that you have. Oh, he's back. Hey, wait, hold on. Maybe he got kicked out. Hey, you
mm.
back, Jeremy? I thought maybe you had, exited out because we are getting toward the closing. So, guys, check the likes. Make sure that you like this video. Please share it with a friend. Share it with a friend and a friend and a friend. I want to thank you as we're closing in on our goal right now for our subscribers. But if you're watching now and this is your second or third time watching our live or watching the video or watching anything that I've posted, please go ahead and subscribe now. Be part of that. Be part of this family. Be part of our chat family. We'd love to have you. We've got some more shows that we plan to be covering. We're going to be covering Love and Marriage DC coming up actually this Saturday. And yes, Kirby, I'm working on the 90-day fiance. I know it doesn't look like it, but I got an idea for a new way I want to do that video. So stay tuned for 90 Day Fiance, even though we're into like episode 3 or 4 now. I'm going to catch it up. Okay, guys, we got plenty of. What's that background noise? Maybe if you mute your mic, Jeremy, because we got a lot of feedback. We got a lot of sit down conversations with. Check those videos out. Check our playlist out. We've got celebrity reality star playlist on the channel. So check those out because we really are trying to grow the channel. And we thank all of you for being loyal. And with that, Jeremy, you want to say we're out? And oh, you're doing a live video right after this. Are we going over to your channel?
Oh no 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 not today. But
Okay, okay.
I just
But
want to
tell them
say
where they can find
I
you.
want to
Oh, go ahead.
I want to thank everybody, for watching this video and participating in this live with us. And I just wanted to to tell y'all to please subscribe to me at Jeremy Speaks. Um I will be back this upcoming week, and it'll be back to scheduled programming. It be lit over there. Y'all need to come on, come and
It
see.
really does. He is so true. It is so true. And he's not doing a live today, but Jeremy, tell us when you will be going live. Can you tell us when you'll be doing another live?
Probably either Thursday of this upcoming week or Wednesday.
Okay, so this week that we're in right now, this Thursday?
No, next Thursday.
Or next week Thursday. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And tell them the shows that you cover real quick, Jeremy.
All right, thank you.
Jeremy,
You said what?
Could you tell them the shows that you cover? Tell them the
Oh, I
shows that
cover Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real
Okay.
Housewives of Potomac. I cover Mhm. I cover I cover Love and Marriage Huntsville. I
Ooh.
do Ready to Love, and occasionally I do put a ring on it when push comes to shove. But it's not something I prefer.
Right, but Jeremy is such a cool individual, and he's such a great reviewer. He does that at special request for his Miss Aubrey. Okay, all right, guys. I'm actually Aubrey, and
Alex W. Leath.
he has a film called Cycle. That's CY. Let me put that in here real quick because we're gonna
Yes.
be guys. We're gonna be doing a series on DV is on Amazon Prime, right?
Yes.
Jeremy, your mic is you got the feedback again.
Okay, I'll just jump down. Okay.
Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead and drop
Joe.
out.
All right,
Thanks,
Jeremy.
All right.
Thank
Jeremy.
you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so guys, putting this up here. Oh, thank you, Roro. You are so wonderful. Now, who's that's gonna be helping me with my sound system? Was that Ellen? Who was that said they're gonna help me with my sound system? I gotta upgrade. I gotta upgrade. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, so guys, we're out of here. Okay, take care and enjoy us on the replay. Please leave comments in the comments section, guys. You're helping our channel grow, and I thank you so much. It's just overwhelming the love and support that we receive from the YouTube community. Love you guys. We're out. Bye.